morning.
Morning, Curtis. How are you doing?
All right, and you?
Doing all right, Brad.
All right. Big weekend coming up, huh? Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Donovan.
Morning, guys.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, Lou.
If anyone's wondering, my audio is 3481.
Is anyone else getting a lot of feedback?
I can hear the feedback. It seemed to have stopped now. I don't hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
We're going to assume it's Dylan.
Safe assumption. Are we expecting everybody this morning?
We have everyone, don't we?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Oh, we have another minute, but Mr. Cooper, we appreciate you running some red lights last night.
Anytime. Thanks for the candy.
Now, don't say that because I missed Mr. Homan.
I didn't. I saw him. How,
Oh, I saw him late and I couldn't reach around, and
The kids in front of us were real happy though.
they were. Maddox was spot on with his aim. We got to teach him to pace himself a little bit because when we turned to the corner onto Garfield, we were out.
well, I was supposed to be the leap car. I was supposed to go up to each intersection quickly. Well, every time I did, the fire truck sped up and caught up with me. So then we had gaps. So I had finally just slow down and go with the flow.
That's what we were thinking. The fire trucks had never been in a parade before because they were gone for a while.
I told him, I said, I'm just going to go. I'm not leading the parade. I'm just going to go up and close the intersections. And every time I looked, they were right on me.
Well, it turned out to be great.
It did. It was a nice night for it.
Yep.
A lot of community support too.
For sure.
Was there a lot of people out on Garfield?
Quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you got Main Street around, Main Street was pretty well attended. And of course, by the fairgrounds as well.
Okay, good morning. Looks like it's that time to go ahead and kick the meeting off and get started. So roll call, please.
Mr. Brown,
Here.
Mr. Brooks,
Here.
Mr. Cooper,
Here.
Mr. Holman,
Here.
Mr. Stahl.
Here.
Everyone, please join Mr. Cooper as he leads us up here in meditation and in the pledge.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for
which is
Yeah.
one
one
under God,
nation, under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty,
justice for all. All right, we'll move on to the treasury report. Ms. Flynn?
I don't have a report for you other than the business items I presented. And the appropriations that we'll get to in a minute are for the scoreboard project that we approved to transfer funds for in our earlier meeting. And then the ESSER funds that we're planning to spend this year for summer school.
Okay. All right, have a motion to consider and approve business items 4.1.
So moved. Second it.
Mr. Holman? Mr. Cooper? I don't know who did what, but I think that's right. Okay, any questions, comments, or concerns regarding business recommendation 4.1? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Holman,
Yes.
Mr. Stahl,
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll move on to superintendent's report. Dr. Kramer?
Thank you, Mr. Brown, and thank you to every member of the board. I know you have busy work schedules, but being able to meet in advance of our June 22nd meeting and take care of some personnel items is very helpful for us. So I appreciate that. One of those personnel items is to approve 5.1, approve the negotiated agreement with the London Educational Association. And I'll just say publicly, thanks to Mr. Boyd and the LEA negotiating team. This was a very smooth and collegial process, and we're very excited that we have a 3-year agreement with the association.
Great, thank you. I have a motion to consider and approve business recommendations 5.1.
So moved.
Mr.
I'll
Cooper?
second it.
Mr. Stahl? Any discussion or questions? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Holman,
Yes.
Mr. Stahl,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on. Personnel recommendations 5.2 through 5.13. Do I have a motion to consider and approve those motions?
So moved.
Mr. Brooks, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Holman, discussion?
Thank you again, Mr. Brown. 5.2, 4.2 through 5.13. Obviously, there are some routine personnel items. Sorry, it's 7 a.m., I guess. Personnel items and a couple of new hires. Approving them now allows us essentially to safeguard these folks coming into the district. So thank you.
All right, any questions or comments regarding personnel recommendations 5.2 through 5.13? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Holman,
Yes.
Mr. Stahl,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes.
and Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
thank you.
Suspense.
Just a reminder, graduation tomorrow at 2. We'll meet as we normally do in the high school. And fingers crossed, please.
What time you want us there?
I think we normally meet at 1:30.
Okay.
So again, please, fingers crossed. We did a walkthrough yesterday, and the view from the stage is just great. I'm excited about it. Obviously, we had I've shared with you before the number of graduates that we would not be able to have in the gym. So really looking forward to this new endeavor if the weather cooperates. When the weather cooperates.
Thank you, Dr. Kramer. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And yeah, we'll Hope that the weather cooperates. So do I have a motion? for
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Coleman? Second, Mr. Stahl, all in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks,
Thank
Christine.
you.
Thanks,
Bye, have a good
everybody.
day.
Yes.
Bye.